Have you ever felt that pull, that attraction to something new and shiny, only to realize that the real win, the real victory, was in what you already had all along? Today, we're not talking about some loud, flashy revolution. We're going to uncover a different kind of success, a quiet triumph. So, let's just start with a question, one that might just challenge everything you think you know about making things better. What if the best upgrade is no upgrade at all? All right, so our story begins in a place that, well, I think a lot of us can recognize. A room just buzzing with energy, totally captivated by the promise of something brand new. I want you to imagine you're in that room. Up on the screen, a new system just comes to life. And the interface is beautiful, right? The animations are completely seamless, and the features, wow. They're promising to solve every single problem you've ever had. It's almost impossible not to be impressed. Okay, now, let's jump forward. It's 3 months later. The room is exactly the same, but the feeling, the atmosphere is heavy. That initial excitement, it's gone. And it's been replaced by something else entirely.
Yeah, this is the new reality. All of a sudden, users are reporting these weird, intermittent issues that nobody can seem to track down. The performance is completely unpredictable, the help desk is just swamped, and all those shiny, amazing features that looked so good in the demo, turns out nobody's really using them.
And right there, in the middle of all this chaos, a really simple truth starts to sink in for the team. The old environment was boring, but it worked. And that realization, that's really the heart of our story today. It's a hard look at the true cost of chasing something new without really thinking through the consequences. This is the price of progress. You see, for years, their old system had been the absolute best kind of technology. It was invisible. People logged in, they did their work, and they logged out. They never gave it a second thought. It was just this silent, reliable partner, always working perfectly in the background. And the failure, it wasn't some big, sudden crash. No, it was this slow, creeping decline. That first month was great, full of excitement and praise. But by month 2, little issues started popping up. And by the 3rd month, it wasn't about small problems anymore. It was just a state of constant, grinding friction. The team's entire job had been flipped on its head. They weren't innovators anymore. They had become firefighters, constantly running around, trying to put out the flames of a system that was supposed to make everything better. So why? Why did this happen? How did something that looked so promising turn into such a huge problem? Well, to really get it, we need to look a little closer at the anatomy of this instability. The answer really boils down to one simple but incredibly powerful word: complexity. Every single new feature adds more code, more connections to other systems, more moving parts. It basically creates a much larger surface area where problems can hide and then pop up when you least expect them. Think about it. Every new feature, no matter how small it seems, adds a new layer of risk. It creates new pathways for bugs, it adds new dependencies on other things, and it can change how the whole system behaves in really subtle ways. And that creates problems you could never, ever have predicted.
But you know what? This isn't just a story about failure. It's a story about learning something important. And that lesson leads us to what we can call the wisdom of stability.
When you look at it this way, the choice becomes crystal clear. On one side, you've got the flashy, complex system. It's unpredictable, and it just erodes trust. But on the other side, you have the stable system. It's invisible, it's predictable, and it quietly builds the trust that is the foundation of absolutely everything. Now, this isn't an argument against new ideas. Not at all. It's an argument for being intentional with innovation. So first, you have to ask, does this new thing provide real, actual value? Then, you need to understand the true cost of its complexity. Always, always test new ideas in a small, controlled way. And most importantly, you have to start thinking of stability as your most valuable feature. And that brings us right to the final lesson, the big moral of the story that really changes everything. It's all about understanding what your primary feature truly is. A wise person once said, users rarely praise new features, but they always notice instability. That simple sentence, it just reveals such a deep truth about what people actually value. Because a stable system earns something that's absolutely priceless: quiet trust. It becomes that reliable foundation people can depend on. A flashy but unstable system does the exact opposite. It destroys that trust. And believe me, it happens way faster than you can imagine. So, the main takeaway, the thing to remember is this:
treat stability as your primary feature, because when it comes right down to it, everything else you do depends on it.
So, the next time you're thinking about making a change, just ask yourself this one simple question. Are you adding value, or are you just adding complexity? Because the answer to that question, it can make all the difference in the world.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you for watching this video. My name is Naresh. I am the content creator behind this YouTube channel. I have created a community for Citrix learners where I will be posting a lot of details on Citrix products and how to work in Citrix environments. I'm going to mention the link in the video description so you can click on that link and you can become part of the community. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.